in this video, I have a saying about giving a rat's ass that's kind of funny. That how can you give a rat's ass? The ass of the rat isn't yours to give, so let the rat keep his ass. Or you can pick up a rat in tandem to somebody else's ass first, and yes, you're giving a rat's ass. And if the other person wants to accept the rat ass first, to give a rat's ass, you're sort of offering up the rat's ass, and it's up to the other person if he wants to accept. So I'll have another saying too, that in some certain things, that if a rat's ass should really be offered or even given about a particular subject. So that's what I say about tolerance to a certain thing. You can say sometimes you give a shit. There's some and I also have a thing where I say there's certain aspects of giving a shit or giving a fuck. It's not that I don't give a shit or give a fuck. It's there's some aspects of giving a shit or giving a fuck that I don't give a shit or a fuck about. And at any given time, when and where should a rat's ass be given, or a fuck be given, or a shit be given, or even offered? You know what I mean?
Alright, what's up, yins guys? Time for another video. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this because I saw a particular YouTuber talking about it, and I'm going to give some of my thoughts. But anyway, Paul Stanley of KISS, they're trying to cancel him now for his opinions. Yeah, the transgender activists. Excuse me, I'm trying not to laugh here. Yeah, rock band KISS is one of the most richest and highly paid. Making they're making way more money than some of these activists ever seen, or even wish they had in their life. And large fan base, and far as merchandise, KISS merchandise, they're huge. Unless you're living under a rock, yeah, you know who they are. But anyway, trying not to laugh here and starting the video over, but because trying not to laugh while I'm talking to mess up the video. But yeah, this is the height of narcissism and butthurtness or whatever. But you got to be a serious narcissist to want to cancel some pretty big names and have more money than you do, just because they have opinions other than you do. Yeah, one of the most laughable things I ever seen yet, just when you think you've seen it all about these people. When you're trying to go after some of the richest, like, rock bands or band members that have a pretty much, if you want to say fan base, okay, their fan base is like a virtual army as far as a fan base and supporters. And that's like a pissant trying to go after a pissant trying to go after a bear or a tiger. Not gonna happen. And it's like, what kind of narcissistic bullshit is that? Like, you want to just cancel everybody in sight, every single person that says something. Yeah, you want freedom of speech to be able to do what you want, and have the government change laws just to suit you. And it's going far beyond, okay, just let us be who we want or identify who we want. It's gone so beyond that now. It's like turned into, okay, we want the government to make laws now to that's going far beyond tolerance. Laws to harass anybody who either criticizes them, or, like I always say, the common Joe or Jane that lives their life and minds their own business. If they don't give you a minimum amount of attention, and they don't take a minimum, if they don't want to take a minimum amount of time in their personal life, out of their personal life, to coddle you, then you should have them canceled too. And I'm not exaggerating, that's the way it's actually getting. Any special interest group, and you're not wishing death on them. I actually think, hey, if you have another affectional preference, fine. I'm not going to waste my lunch break going attacking somebody or some person or persons who have another affectional preference who I've never met in my life. Or if they're identifying as whatever the hell, that's their life, their business. And also, I'm a firm believer too. You want to medically modify yourself any kind of way, even though some of us don't really care for it. You should not induce or indoctrinate or encourage anybody as a kid to do it. They should wait till they're old enough. And personally, I'm personally a firm believer there is no transgender kids. There's just kids that are too young to be taught anything, even in the regular, sexuality as it is, that we all have grown up to know. Kids too young even for that. And plus, the public school system or no other special interest group, because of their own identity, they have no business trying to tell anybody else in somebody else's house, inducing them or get the public school to do it behind the back of the parents or their consent. That is, in my book, manipulation, just to get to inflate and manipulate the numbers, just to validate oneself. Apart from somebody else's freedom or anything else anybody does as a consenting adult, or whatever they want to be like when they're an adult, whether people like it or not. Apart from that, nobody has any business trying to use the lifestyle and prop it up or pad it up by nefariously or sneakily trying to brainwash anybody's kids in it, or whatever. That's I'm just going on and on about my personal beliefs in it. But anyway, getting back to my whole point to this of trying to cancel big name members of pretty financially rich rock bands and things like that. If you got this far in this video too, here's a point to what I'm saying, okay? How times changed when I was younger. Back when I was younger in high school, you get bullied in high school. Back in my day, or any of you watching this, you got to know this. If you were bullied, right? Even if you weren't even gay, it was a big thing for people to bully you and call you the name that I can't say on a video here. Be called the word that rhymes with maggot. Whether you're gay or not, to go and say that to a bully people, even if you aren't gay, you know what I'm saying? People went to do that, and that word that rhymes with maggot was also used, whether anybody's gay or not, that was also fighting words. No different than, which you shouldn't do with the same kind of slurs you shouldn't say to somebody else of another race, but the other word that two black guys could say to each other affectionately, or it could be a fighting word too. Matter of fact, getting this far in this video, I was going to make a whole video about this too. Being in western Pennsylvania, the area kind of where the borders of Ohio and West Virginia is, I'll tell you a little bit about certain, how something could be a slur, and this was I was gonna make a whole video about this, but I'll tell you too, because this is relevant. And if any of you from the same area, you want to try to correct me, there is variations of this belief, okay? that, yeah, if you were in the area of Western PA, Ohio, West Virginia, like that, you can be called a hoopy or a. And just like the bad word that you say against black people, oh, the N word, or you want to call people the word that rhymes with maggot if you're. You know how people say that? Well, people call you a hoopy. It could be a slur, a negative word, say if you were poorer, like white trash, right? It could be a fighting word, or two hoopies can say it to each other affectionately, or it could be a fighting word. People can go, some people that looks down on you, oh, you fucking hoopy, yeah. It can be fighting words, or people can affectionately call each other that. And if you want to make reference I have thought rolling around in my head, remember Eddie Murphy, Raw? There was a concept where Eddie Murphy, he wasn't bashing Italians, he was being funny. He was saying how Italians act kind of like blacks as far as swearing. And he goes, get the fuck out of here. And, you know, well, anyway, hoopies were kind of like that, too. The neighborhood me and my partner lived was predominantly black. I had black friends. But yet there's certain kind of sayings that I would get my ass kicked to say wrong. But you two black people call each other a certain word affectionately, or it could be a fighting word. But you know you can't be white and saying that. That's not the way it is. But yet the word hoopy can be used as a slur or affectionately a same way too. A slur or whatever too. But anyway, I'm trying to give you a point here too. Me personally, or if any of you guys out there, I don't care what color you are, who you are, or whatever, you may have been bullied back when you were young, right? And me personally, I says whether it's both black and white, and even male and female, for whatever reasons in high school or whatever too, or me personally, would that give me the right to start a special interest group, right, and try to gain numbers and get political pull so I can have people fired, everybody I see, get them canceled, get them fired, arrested, or whatever the hell. Say I get real big in my head instead of live and let live. And matter of fact, in one of my points too, say we're bullied by people both black and white, may have been a couple school systems, right? For example, I have friends that were black or whatever, then there was places, I was bullied or harassed that were black. But my personal thing, instead of doing that, be involved in Aryan Nations or KKK, Ku Klux Klan crap, my personal thing is, especially YouTube here, support black YouTubers that are unwoke, that have a different point of view. That's the more practical revenge against anybody of another color that bullied you, rather than being involved in that Aryan Nation stuff, which is highly dangerous if you became a member of that. I saw stories about people like in that thing, you don't follow certain rules strictly right away. You can get killed for the most trivial things. And then, don't want to go on and on about the young wannabes or punks that ain't even affiliated with that and pretending to be that. And then you're getting into people that will get tattoos pretending to be something, but if you get caught, those actual members will take that tattoo right off of you, especially if you wind up in jail next to them. But anyway, you get that idea. There's stuff you can look at up. But anyway, say, why the hell would somebody want to be that power hungry, get political pull, want to cancel every single buddy that looks at them wrong? I couldn't see myself, if I had that kind of political power and had a group behind me, do shit like that. Why the hell would I want to do that? And if you got this far in this video too, especially when we're on the subject of rock bands, and especially long hair too. I'm balder and my hair is grayer now than back in my day. I'll tell you about a cancel culture that they didn't even call it cancel yet. They didn't call it cancel culture yet. 60s, 70s, 80s. You had long hair, and I talked about that people try to find a way to have you arrested or call cops or mass report you or stuff like that. And I preached about that. Now those you know about the church ladies that would be getting real nasty with you. They don't even know you. Long hair, like you should be just arrested and your job you're stripped of your job and your belongings and money seized and just thrown in a cage or thrown in a mental hospital. But anyway, that kind of church lady or thing like that, I always said that they're like a dinosaur right now. You don't see that much anymore. Yeah, you see it on religious channels. Was Guy Penrod singing gospel and he got hair my length. You know what I mean? But anyway, there was a cancel culture back then. Back in my day. You didn't have no blue hair. You didn't have piercings. You didn't have no big LGBT thing. I grew up as a teenager in an era, where you still had a little bit of that cancel culture. People would threaten you, you never get a job like this or that. Then, of course, I had the ponytail tied under my hat, go for a job interview. Gotten my first, worked minimum wage, but landed my first job that was out of minimum wage, which was pretty damn good money for Western and PA. Oh yeah, and just for the long hair, whipping out money in a restaurant and buying nice stereos. Yep, I reveled in it. I rather enjoyed getting the dirty looks. Oh, look at him. He got long hair and he's buying stereos. Who the hell gave him a good paying industrial job that he's spending on rock and roll CDs and some classical or whatever jazz CDs? Fuck him, man. Yeah, how dare him? And it wasn't just church, of course, church people doing it. Like I said, they were getting to be a dinosaur. You had kids from the few years younger than you that are still in school and you were out of school for a couple years, give you these dirty ass looks like a clique, walk by you and give you these dirty ass looks, whether in a restaurant or a store or in the street. Yeah, how the hell did he get money? He must be selling drugs and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? My point is, yeah, I grew up in a era like that. There was they didn't call it cancel culture, but just for having hair longer than the collar or whatever, and wearing leather or whatever. Oh yeah, you should have been everything from thrown in jail, thrown in a mental institution, and like I says, how the hell did you get it? You shouldn't be allowed to get a job. And, that kind of thing. I grew up with that. But why would that make me want to be totally mad at the world and that vindictive and try to gather a gang, a special interest group gang, to try to, raise money to get political power so that I could make laws and force everybody in sight, use it as weaponize it, use it as make laws to pretty much get even with everybody who looks at me the wrong way that I don't like. I think that's like a big fantasy for some of these people. I mean, that's a damn shame. Like I said, it's like the height of narcissism. Yeah, I said my age now says like I just turned 51. Still listen to a lot of rock and roll, a lot of different things and everything. A lot of old school groups or whatever. Spend my time maybe doing some community charities and not taking anything for it and doing it for free. Out in the cold weather and in the weather, I think that's more rewarding, and that's more rewarding than marching out in the street blocking traffic and doing it just to get attention too, which I personally think that works the opposite of it. Though all that marching in the streets works the opposite of intent. And then you block traffic, no matter what group you are, blocking traffic and doing stupid crap and yelling crap. and then get mad when nobody likes you, you're actually making more enemies than supporters. But acting like, oh, I have all this whole gang in the street, I can do what I want. No, it doesn't work that way. And maybe it's a better thing to, hey, people that look at me a certain way still, right? I mean, I'm a kind of person that wants to see something get done, but yeah, I'm also still, part of me is, even though I'm a grown ass man, just turned 51 years old, I still like to do things out of the goodness of my heart still yet. Good for people, you know, for kids, both black and white, that are poor. But there's a part of me that says, yeah, with the long hair, be able to like kind of like laugh in the face of my haters that and make liars out of them when they try to say, oh, he got long hair, he's probably some thief and spends all his money on drugs. And yeah, there's a part of me that'll do that, but that's like that, you know what I mean? I'd rather be like the way I am that way, and hey, at least I get something done. And do something for your fellow man, you know, and do something for free for so poor people can eat or whatever the hell. Sure, a lot more rewarding than looking for things to protest about. Yeah, and I'll say it once again, why the hell? Yeah, there are a couple of us that got bullied, or like I said, the old cancel culture, but why the hell would I personally want to be mad at the whole world like some of these people are? Can see myself, trying to attack celebrities, is maybe rock stars who have more money than me, getting big in the head, trying to get political power and have people canceled. Oh yeah, people figure they get big in their head and want to do that. While it's on my mind, one of the reasons that people do that too, like they're trying to do with members of rock band Kiss, is because they think just because they got celebrities that are on their side that support these kind of things, that it's okay to do that. And they think, oh, I'm all powerful, I got celebrities on my side that support me and support my attitude and behavior, so maybe I'm powerful enough to go and cancel particular celebrities because they've seen that done in some places or whatever too. So that's part of it. But anyway, I'm going to cut this video short here. I think I've given you all the details, but yeah, that's the height of narcissism. And nothing but vindictiveness and spite. It's the idea that somebody out there, that people in these special interest groups, what do? Lay awake at night. Okay, what can I do to be a bigger shit starter? How can I be a better shit starter than I was yesterday or the day before? That's what it's come to.